Hey everybody, Pete Meier at Motor Rage Magazine here with another In the Workshop segment. Many of you are already aware of a service information product called MotoLogic, and if you haven't, I invite you to try it. It's a very good system that's certainly worth taking the time to look at. But what you may not know is that MotoLogic is part of a whole suite of tools available to the shop called the MotoSHOP, and one of those in particular is MotoSHOP, and here with me today is Scott Avellino, product manager for MotoSHOP. Scott, how you doing today?
Good, Pete. Thanks for having me.
No, I appreciate you taking the time out to share this with us. So let's get right down to it. What is MotoSHOP, and what can it do for a shop owner?
Yeah, well, MotorShop, as you said, is the newest product for the MotorShop technology tool suite of products. MotorShop shop management system is just that. It's a shop management system, point of sale, that really helps manual shops. It really takes them from handwriting manual tickets and helps automate their shops. Basically, we improve their shop operations by speeding up the quoting process and making it more accurate with direct part catalog vendors tie-in. Professional looking quotes. You can track technician workflow. You can schedule appointments. More importantly, you can keep customer history and customer vehicle history, which really helps make the shop more efficient. Not only that, MotoShop was designed to be customer facing. It's the first of its kind. So you can actually build a quote directly in front of your customer. Kind of takes that barrier away between service writer and customer. There's some studies out there that customers rate going to the dentist better than going to get their car worked on, because there's a lot of lack of trust. So what we wanted to do with MotoShop is to help build that trust by making everything very transparent. Again, you can build a quote directly in front of the customer. Not only that, we have implemented some key videos throughout the process to help educate the customer, to explain to them why those brake pads or why those rotors need to be replaced and what could happen if they're not replaced, and then go through a good, better, best scenario with those videos. So we're really trying to make the whole customer experience better for the shop and for the customer.
Well, that sounds pretty cool. I mean, let me throw that in here first. You said customer facing, so you mean that rather than have the service writer or the counter person standing there scribbling on a piece of paper, out of sight, out of mind, we can actually share the same information we're looking at with the customer and build it together. And I guess you have a lot of tools there that help that person at the counter make that needed sale. It sounds like a very interesting program.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was designed to really break down that barrier, build the quote directly in front of the customer. You can email quotes, email invoices, email videos. We have a direct integration with Virtual Vehicle, and what Virtual Vehicle is, it's about over 300 vehicle animations that you can email to your customer. Covers a wide variety of systems and services that need to be performed. So really, customer education is a focal point of MotorShop shop management system.
Well, I know we could talk about all the features and benefits, and to the person out there who's seen that, heard that all before from other vendors, the proof is in the pudding, right? So yeah. I know you're all set up. Let's just run us through an example. Show us what MotorShop will do.
Would love to. Let's go to MotorShop SMS. Let me show you how a typical quote would be created. On the right-hand side here, we have our buttons: New, General, Customer, Vehicle, Symptoms. These buttons are basically taking you step by step through the quote process, the quoting process, step by step. Over to the left here is kind of where our workspace is, where we do all the work. And then once we do the work here, it gets transferred onto the actual ticket here. So what you see is what you get on this ticket. Again, everything for MotorShop is really built to be very easy to use and very fast. So it really can take a shop that's manually handwriting tickets and speed up that process and making it more accurate and more professional. So let's start here on the left-hand side. We're going to select Timothy for who the ticket was written by. Maybe initial contact was Adam here. And then we can capture any kind of marketing lead. Let's say the customer drove by a sign. And then we assign the ticket a status. And for this, we're going to make it a quote. Now we're going to move down the list, down to customer on the right-hand side here. So we'll hit customer. There's two ways you can actually enter customer information here. If it's a previous customer, you can enter in the name, last name, or plate number, company, or cell phone number here, and then hit search, and then find the customer that way. Or if it's a new customer, you can basically enter in all the pertinent information here. For today's purposes, I'm just going to type in previous customer. I'm going to type in Scott and hit search. It's going to bring up all of our customers with that name. I'll select the first one. Now, it recognized that I have a vehicle already associated with this customer. I'm not going to click on this vehicle. I'll show you the actual process of selecting a new vehicle. So now that we have the customer information, the address already stored in here, I'm going to go down to the next button and hit Vehicle. And basically what we're going to do here is we're going to click year, make, and model. Do a 2002 Buick Park Ave. And now, if I want to enter in any further information for the vehicle, maybe select a transmission. I can also enter in the plate number. I can enter the VIN number, the state, the driveline, the color, production date, also mileage. What a neat feature here is I can type in the mileage. Let's say it's 35,000, and I can hit service intervals. When I hit service intervals, basically, we will show you both normal and severe maintenance intervals for that vehicle. You can print, you can email the customer. So when you're really taking a new customer or any kind of customer that comes in the door, always want to check to make sure that they have their scheduled maintenance service. And then I can also select the inspection month. Now that I have the vehicle information, let's say the customer came in with a brake squeal or a brake shutter. So I can go into Symptoms and Requested Work down here, the next button down. I can go into Vehicle System, and the top vehicle system is brakes. So I'll click on brakes. And then my symptom here is shutter and soft pedal. What's really neat about this part is that these blue circles here are video buttons. So if a customer comes in complaining about a brake shutter or squeal, we can take this opportunity to show a video and explain to the customer what may be happening.
Oh, so this is a very good point of sale item.
Absolutely. This helps not only the customer learn, but also helps the service writer. Maybe the service writer isn't very good at always asking for scheduled maintenance. That's why we put the maintenance services there. Or maybe they have a harder time communicating to the customer about why the symptom is happening and what needs to be repaired. Also within these vehicles, we do a good, better, best scenario. So we try to help the service technician sell the better and best parts, and also cross-sell into other services as well. So we help the shop with their revenue as well. So if I want to click Add here, I can add, and you can see it goes directly over to the right-hand side onto the ticket itself, and it says brake, shutter, soft pedal. I can go down one button down and go into multi-point inspection. And basically, this is an inspection report. Everything in here is fully customizable. So in our admin, you can go in and you can add, edit, and delete any inspection item here that you want. So let's say the brakes failed. So I'll hit the red button there, and the cooling system was good. We'll go down the rest of the other systems and we'll mark them as good. Some are okay. And then we can actually save this. We can print it out for the customer, and it will attach to their customer history as well. We can add any comments to the top here. So maybe the brakes failed. I have existing comments, or I can enter a new.
Now, is this something that the technician also accesses, or?
Absolutely. Yeah. So once we create the ticket and turn it into a work order, we can then assign it to a technician, and then the technician can log in and then see all the tickets that are assigned to them, and then start working on them and move them down the line. So it's really, you can get a great overview of where the car is in the process of of this repair.
Yeah, he also has access to when the last time the car was in, what previous recommendations might have been made.
Oh yes, all service history is kept, absolutely, and you can look it up very easily. So if I go down to the next button, onto jobs, this is our pre-canned jobs. Again, MotorShop comes with some default jobs, but you can add, delete as many as you want. So if your shop has some really neat packages that you want to add in there, through our admin feature, you can add in any kind of pre-canned jobs and associate it with the right parts and the right labor. So for this case, if we want to do brakes, I can go right into here, into our pre-canned jobs for brakes, and let's just say we're going to do front brakes, and we'll click on that. And what it's doing now is it's going to the actual parts catalog, and it's bringing back all the necessary parts for this job that I've already designated. So here I have one part that's required. Okay, so I'll click on that. And now we're into our parts catalog. I can select semi-metallic brake pads, ceramic brake pads, you name it. I'm going to go with a ceramic. And then these other ones are just optional parts that we may want to add to the service. In this case, I'm just going to hit next. I have my pads. I'm going to go to next, and now what it's doing is it's bringing back the required labor. So it already knows my labor time. And it has the time to install the pads here. I can click on that and have it added to the quote. And now what we'll do is we'll give you a summary of all the parts and all the labor for a grand total. So we'll hit finish. And now once we hit finish, it's directly transferred to the actual ticket. We can add any kind of items on there. We can edit items. We have a cost slider down here at the bottom. If we want to find, this is our customer pricing. If we want to see our cost, a really neat feature is because this is so customer facing, we don't always want to show our cost to our customers. Actually, we never do. But if we want to see our cost, we can toggle between cost and price right here. So now that I have this quote, you can call the customer. We can save the ticket as a quote. In this case, I want to save it as a work order. And we are going to assign it to a technician. Now that we've created a work order, we're going to go now into scheduling and workflow. So I'm going to click on this button up here. This is where you can enter in any kind of appointments by bay or by technician. We're going to load our workflow down here at the bottom to make sure that all the assignments have been uploaded. Just takes a second there. Okay. Now what we can do is we can go into assignments. This is where we can see all the jobs that are being worked on for that day. So we have a lot of tickets here and a lot of items for each one of the technicians. I'm going to go ahead and select this ticket that's unassigned, and we're going to assign it to the technician Adam here. And I just have to click on his name, and the ticket will be directly transferred into his pile here, his workflow. So what the technician can now do is go into My Jobs. And just by clicking on that tab, they click on their name. They can see all the tickets that's been assigned to them. And to start it, they click on the ticket itself, and then we have our kind of our traffic light. And we're going to hit the green button, and we're going to assign it to a bay 7. And now the ticket is actually open. The technician's working on it, and the timer starts. We actually time how long it takes for that technician to complete that job. So we're going to keep track of hours billed versus hours worked on the vehicle itself.
Now, can these tickets be prioritized?
Not at this point. This is our, this is version 1.0, but that definitely is in the works. For
but the service manager or shop foreman has a one-screen window that he can see who's in doing what, when, where.
Absolutely.
What the status is. He has that main page that you were showing earlier. And then, of course, he can always go back and to the tech and say, well, I need you to take care of this waiter. We're going to throw that in, even though it may be the last one on your list. I want you to go ahead and take care of this one now, and he'll know that that's being done.
Absolutely. That's definitely in the plans. That's in the development plans for the next release. What's really cool here is this tab here, in progress, basically gives the service writer, the owner, the shop manager, a snapshot of all the vehicles that are being currently worked on. So I can see all these tickets, and these green dots here mean that they're physically, in progress. They're in the bay right now. Yellow means that they're on hold, maybe waiting on parts. Maybe it's a lunch break. Who knows? But you can see all the different vehicles and the statuses of them here. So, but once we're done with the ticket, the technician can save it as a completed work order. What the service writer can then do is save it as an invoice. And basically what it'll do is we can add a payment. We can add cash, credit card, check, you name it. We're going to do cash right here. And we're going to do the full amount. And we'll hit save and continue. And now it's an invoice. So you can see how quick and easy it is to create a quote, to create a work order, schedule it to a technician, and then create an invoice. Again, there's not a huge learning curve here. We've taken all the hard to do steps out of it, and we've simplified the whole process, making it very easy to do, very fast, and again, making sure that it's more accurate and more professional looking. What I didn't show you here is also our virtual vehicle link. Now, this is a supplemental subscription that you can have access to. So if I click on that, basically what it's going to do is it's going to take us to really the library of all the different animations that we have, stored here. So basically, I can go into the brake system here, and then I can hit disc brake, and basically it's going to show you, how the disc brakes operate. Let's say there's
the guys who originally put that together on the CarQuest team did a fantastic job with this. I mean, it's a great resource, for trying to overcome for better phrase, fear of the unknown on the consumer's part. Because, we don't have exactly the best reputation in the world, for most of our shops when we're trying to sell services to a customer. So the more that we can do to show them firsthand, especially from a third-party source like this, makes a big difference in that trust factor.
Absolutely. There's nothing really like it in the industry. The CarQuest team has spent a lot of time and resources developing this. Just because we believe that again we want to repair that relationship between the shop and the customer and really establish that loyalty and trust.
Sure.
And this is just one aspect of how we're going about doing that. And again, all these animations can be emailed to the customer. So they may have dropped off the vehicle. It might be at their lunch break that you're calling them, and they can't get over to the shop, and they really don't understand why you're recommending the service that you're recommending. So you can email these, and they can get a better understanding. Is, oh wow, my rotors are a little warped, and it's probably best for me to replace them now.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing a lot of shop owners are behind the times on is the fact of the way we communicate with customers today that we didn't in the past. And not too many customers are sitting around the waiting area waiting for their car to get done. They're dropping it off, going about take care of their business, their job, or whatever else they have to do. Soccer moms are out there taking kids back and forth, and they want to get their messages on their phone. Send me a text, send me an email. If you need something or you find something or whatever, and this is a great way to help improve that communications gap.
Absolutely. So that's all I have for you. That's really MotorSHOP. Again, quick, easy, accurate, geared more towards the shops that are manually handwriting the tickets. We're trying to really automate their business, trying to make their shop more efficient, more customer friendly, and just really put technology to work for them.
Yeah, well, it looks like you've got a great start there with this product there, Scott. I guess I want to comment too, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you've done a very good job showing us how the flow starts from the time the customer gets to the shop, and then the ticket is estimates prepared, jobs assigned, technician can monitor his own workflow status. Service manager, of course, shop owner can monitor everything that's going on in his business during the course of the day very easily from one desktop application. But I guess too, there's a lot of background information that's collected. You kind of mentioned the fact that shop efficiency is going to be tracked by when the technician actually starts to work on the car, the clock starts running, so that you can monitor efficiency. You have a history of recommendations, so a good shop manager can see who's recommending what. Is the sales staff doing a good job at approaching needs for the customer? Is the technicians doing a good job at recommending needed repairs? All of this is in one platform. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and basically we have a full reporting capability. Not only are we tracking technician time, we're tracking basically all your general ledger information, parts purchasing, you name it. One thing I didn't show you is actually our replacement parts, how you can order outside of other catalogs. We do have a direct link to the CarQuest web link site, so you can order from the web link site as you would just going on to their a different browser, as you would today without a shop management system, and order parts from them and transfer the parts directly into MotoShop. We also have tie-ins to Epicor, ISE, and Wrenchhead Nextpart. So you can really order from any parts vendor, not just the advanced catalog or the the Worldpac or CarQuest. You can order from anybody. So
of course, I see the link there at the bottom right for the text there, the MotoLogic, so they can get the service information they need to properly repair the car assigned to them.
Absolutely.
All in one package.
Go into Wrenchhead, for instance. I can just show you a quick example there. So basically, we are now in the Wrenchhead Nextpart catalog, and we can select the system and the parts here. Display parts, and we're going to select this part right here. We're going to add. Now we're going to go into our shopping cart. And basically what it's going to do is it's going to go out to that catalog and recalculate the pricing according to our our purchasing needs. And then we're going to transfer the parts into the actual the quote here. I can add my labor. And I'm just going to pick any labor rate right here. So we have our part, our labor, and so they're both brought, transferred directly over to the ticket. So yeah, again, and then if we want to order the parts, we go into the parts ordering button. We select the parts here that we want to order. I can check the status. First, it wants me to save the ticket, so we'll go ahead and do that. Then we'll submit the order. We can type in any kind of PO number, any comments, submit the order.
And so that's going right to the local vendor then?
Absolutely, yes. The local vendor that we've designated, yes,
wow,
as the shop.
Well, I remember the days of having to get on the phone and get on hold, waiting for the parts guy to pick up the phone, and looking at the wrong part, and it kind of said, oh my goodness, that's a big time saver.
Absolutely, yeah. Those days are no longer. So we can do it all through the shop management system. And what's great about that is not only are we instantly sending the order, and we're making sure that we're ordering the accurate part, we're also keeping the order history, so we can see what we ordered, how much it was, and the status, whether it was canceled, whether the order was delivered, or the order was submitted.
Awesome. Gives you something good to compare your invoice to when the parts store sends you the bill.
Right. So think about if you're manually handwriting tickets today, how do you keep track of not only your customer history and what you worked on for the customers previously? How do you know what you ordered? How do you keep track of all that? You're writing this all down, and then you're relying on some file cabinet to store all this information, where you can neatly organize it all and have it at just a click of a button instantly. So it's really truly about making the shop more efficient.
Absolutely. Well, that's the name of the game today, guys. I mean, if you want to make money in this business, you have to be efficient. The team has to be efficient. The whole operation has to be efficient. You got to know the numbers. So, Scott, so much for taking the time to show us the MotorShop management system here today. If guys want to find out more information, where do they need to go?
Yes, they can go to www.motorshop.com, and they can learn about not only about MotorShop shop management system, but they can learn about the whole suite of technology tools that we have to offer.
Awesome, awesome. Well, again, thanks so much, Scott.
Thanks, Pete. Appreciate it.